Alrighty, well, welcome back, guys, to my channel. As you can tell, I'm not obviously anywhere where I'm usually at, but right now I'm currently at Eisenhower Park, which is San Antonio, and I'm going to be making my video here today. Alright, so the reason why I'm making my video here this week is just because I wanted to come out and show you guys what I like about Eisenhower. I mean, there isn't really much to do, but I mean, it's just full of nature, and then you can like walk, hike, and you can like run trails. They have lots of trails, so that's one of the reasons why I like coming out here. And yeah, so that would be something different to kind of show you guys what I've been up to. Let me catch y'all up on what I've been doing recently. Well, last week I was literally like right when after I posted my last video, uh, like a couple of hours later, I just came down with like a fever and chills. I ended up getting an abscess on my tonsils. So if you don't know what that is, an abscess is basically a pus pocket, and I ended up getting mine right on my tonsils. So my tonsil like inflated, and I physically lost my ability to speak for 2 days. And so throughout that whole time period, like I was puking and like spitting out pus. So it was pretty grody. But yeah, I mean, I had that going on all like I'm still recovering, but like as of right now, I'm like better. I'm able to speak, obviously, but yeah, that had me down for about a couple of days, and then now I'm here. So my phone ended up dying on me, so sorry about that while I was at the park, but I'm gonna continue my video on back in my apartment. So today's topic, or kind of like talk I wanted to mention, was about life and the way I kind of see it. I'm not going to be preaching to you guys about it, but I'm just going to be talking about it in the sense of how lucky we are to be alive, and in the sense of like how appreciative we should be that we actually are given a life, and how people not necessarily should look at it, but in the sense of how we should kind of live it and kind of do it in a sense. And so I guess to start off is the first thing is, it's really cliche to say, but it's true in like so many different ways, and like in which you can actually interpret it. But you were literally like one in a million, everybody um everybody's different. To begin with, your very first accomplishment, literally, I mean, it sounds kind of like disgusting and like bad. I mean, it's funny, but like if you think about it, you're literally that one sperm that made it into that egg. And if you think about it like this, what would have happened if another sperm made it? Like, would you be where you are today? Or how would you look? Your appearance may probably would have been different than what you're currently looking at yourself right now. So I mean, that's pretty like amazing if you think about it. Like, you have that going for you already starting out. And then, mentally and like physically, you know, you're different. Everybody's unique in their own way. And so that sets you aside from everybody else. And then mentally, we're all different. We all have our different ways of thinking, and we have our own like different mindsets. And so that's what's also like cool about like life. You're going to meet different people that have like different beliefs, different ways of like they interpret things, they do things. And that's what makes life so enjoyable. Like, I have a tattoo on my leg, and it says the journey is the reward. And so the reason why I got this is because in memory of my cousin David, or he's my oldest cousin David, but I just call him my Uncle Dave. But the way he lived was more like about enjoying life. He was kind of a hipster in a sense, but like I don't really know if it's the right term actually using hipster. He was like wearing Hawaiian shirts. He had his like hair in a ponytail, kind of sort of thing, like braided. I don't know how to explain it, but I guess Hawaiian hipster. I don't even know how to explain what I consider him. But anyways, he was really like free spirited, and he always enjoyed like doing the little things, and that's what he always told me, like, the little things are what makes life enjoyable. And at the end of the day, the way I kind of picture life myself is that when I'm on my deathbed, I mean, sad story, I know, stupid, but like when I'm in like my final moments in life, and the only things I'm really gonna want to look back on is like my memories and the things that I've done throughout my whole life, and all the people that I've met, and like my journey to getting here, or getting to where I am at that moment in time. And it can either they're gonna be happy or sad. I mean, the good and bad, like that's what makes life worth living. At moments, it gets scary. And at moments, you ask yourself, is this even worth it? Or is this like, am I putting myself out there in the sense of like, am I giving myself like full potential to like fully experience life? And for the most part, some of us don't even know if we are. But I mean, that's the cool thing about life. It can be, it can go good and bad like in an instant. Like it can change within an instant. Like you don't know what to expect. But at the end of the day, personally, growing up, I was always told, let go and let God. Like, God's gonna lead you into like greater things, and that, He has a plan for all of us. And I do believe that personally, because like, I don't think that any of us are here for like no reason. I believe each and every single one of us has a purpose here on earth, and that we're meant to do something with our lives. Personally, I think I found my purpose here is like growing up, I've always been told I'm a helper. And, originally being a music education major or wanting to be a music education major, I figured that, it wasn't for me. And I've always had this passion for like helping people and having past experiences with like, cancer and all that. Well, not me personally, but like family. Um, I believe my purpose is to help kids with cancer. And that's kind of what I'm going off of right now. Like, I don't know if that's what I'm meant to do or if that's my purpose, but that is what I feel like I should be doing with my life, helping others get better. And it brings me joy seeing that, like that movie Miracles from Heaven. Don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but the end of the movie, like when she ends up finding, spoiler alert, but she ends up finding that her daughter is like cured from this disease that she has, and like her like gratitude and like happiness and excitement that the doctor, put all this work in and helped her figure out what was wrong with her daughter and like getting her better, like that warm like feeling that he was feeling. But I can kind of feel the emotion between that, but like that warm gratitude and that feeling of being like appreciated, and like, you helped achieve getting that little girl better. Like that must have felt amazing. And like, I've experienced that a couple of times myself. I mean, not in that situation, but like with other people, and it felt good. And so that's what's led me to become wanting to be a pediatric oncologist. And at times, life's gonna hit you unexpectedly. It's gonna hurt like crazy, and you don't know what it's gonna throw at you. Like literally, you're gonna get curveballs left and right. But the best thing you can do, honestly, is get up and keep going, because at the end of the day, like my mom and dad always tell me, everything's gonna be all right, and that you should never hold on to anything that is gonna hurt you. I see a lot of people taking advantage or being like taking everything for granted in the sense of what they have. Growing up, I'm not gonna say I was the richest. Me and my family, we struggled, and we still do at times. I mean, but it's part of life, and we get through it, like always. If I believe personally, if I think that having to have struggled, it makes me realize, or it's put me in the spot to where like I know, or not fully to the extent as to like where people are like homeless and don't have homes at all, but like I get kind of the struggle of like what they must feel, but not completely, but up to an extent. And at times it does hurt, and it makes you realize, it makes you become appreciative of what you have and at the time and moment and what you're given. Because I look around nowadays and I see a lot of people, taking advantage of things and like not being appreciative of like what they have. And it makes me realize, like how lucky and grateful I am to having a family, that supported me. They still do it. Like, they help me out when I'm, down and like I'm struggling myself. They help me out like as much as they can. And coming from a Hispanic family, they're always going to be there for you regardless if you want them to or not. Like, that's just a done given. But some other families, it's just kind of, they won't do it, or they just literally can't. And I mean, we all come from our different backgrounds, but I believe that no matter where you come from, you should always stick to your roots and remember that, because that's kind of what you're built off of. That's literally what you were built off of. And that's gotten you where you are today. And regardless if it's good or bad, because um, personally, that has a little bit to do with where you're at today, but at the end of the day, it's all up to you and your choices that you do, because you're the person that controls like what you do in your life. Not your parents, not your siblings or your friends, it's you. Like, you have the option to do whatever you want to do. Like, if you want to do well in school, you'll do well. You will do well in school. Like, you'll study, you'll do everything. If you want to do bad in school, you will do bad in school. Or if you want to, just make bad choices, you're going to make bad choices. That's all on you. But if you make the good, right choices, you can get to where you want to be. You just got to be proactive with it and, just make good choices. I can keep on rambling about this, but I don't want to bore you guys. So, just to get to the point, we're given a life for a reason. So make the best of it. Don't take anything for granted. Enjoy the little things. And when you're given an opportunity to get to where you want to be, take it. Always be striving to make yourself better, and don't accept less or be content with what you have right now. Always trying to be wanting more. Now, don't become greedy in the sense of like, forgetting of like where you came from, but always try to make yourself better. Become a better person. Do better for yourself. And that's just what I'm really trying to get at. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's all I got for this week. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, issues, just write me and I'll get back to you on that. If you want, you can follow me on Snapchat at AdrianJames14, or you can follow me on Instagram at quotation. You don't have to put quotations, but this is just kind of like the marketing, I guess. _James. That's my Instagram. So follow me, and I'll see you guys next week.